Hi loves, it's Lois Ada. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to draft and sew a Princess Dart Bustier blouse step by step. This tutorial is beginner friendly and easy to follow. So if this is what you would like to learn, let's get started. So for us to sew this blouse, these are the materials we need. We have the lace, we have the bridle, we have pure cotton for the lining, we have hasty for it that we are going to infuse on the lining and on the bridle as well. Then we have this our foam pad. It is soft in nature. That's what we are using for the padding of the bust. Then we have our stone zipper. We have hemming gum to use for the neckline. We have our bias that we are going to use to do the finishing inside. We have our corresponding thread and also our collar sleeve. We are using it for the sleeve. So before we begin to cut, we are going to go into the drafting of the bust here. So we are going to draft the front pattern first of all. So we have drawn all the lines as you can see on our pattern paper. So that's our starting point from the shoulder to the chest line, and from the shoulder to the bust point, under bust, the true waist length, the full length of the blouse, and then the allowance we are using for the blouse. So we took the full back measurement, okay? So the full back we took is 7 inches plus 3/4 inches seam allowance. Next, we are going to take the neck width of 3/3. After taking the neck width of 3/3, we are going to take the neck depth of 7 inches. So after marking 7 inches, we are going to use our armhole curve to connect from the neck width to the neck depth, okay? So after connecting it, the next thing we are going to do is to mark the shoulder slant, right? So the shoulder slant we are using 3/4. After marking 3/4, we are going to connect it to the neck width. So we are going to go down to the bust, down by 1 inch at the bust point. From the bust point, go down by 1 inch and also go up by 1 inch. After that, go to the under bust area. At the middle part, we are taking 1 inch, while the side we are taking 158, okay? So after marking it, we are going to use our armhole curve to connect from the bust point, that 1 inch we came down. We are connecting it from there down to the under bust. We'll do the same for the side. We are using our armhole curve to connect that curve. After connecting it, we are going to use our pattern master to sink it into the bust pan line. See how I placed my ruler to draw the line all the way down. After that, I will do the same for the side. So next we are going to the shoulder slant and we are going to mark 1.5 from the shoulder tip, okay? So after marking 1.5, we are connecting it to the bust point. Remember we went up by 1 inch from the bust point, okay? So connect those two lines to that point. So first of all, I connected it to the shoulder tip, and then I connected it to the 1.5 and went upwards by 2 inches in order to avoid shortage, okay? So next I am going to take the bust circumference. Her bust circumference is 938. After dividing by 4, I marked it. Then the 2 inches that we extended, I added it and then added the 2 regular inches allowance. Then after that, I'm going to use my armhole curve to connect. After connecting it, the next thing I'm going to do is to take the under bust circumference. Her under bust circumference is 30. Divide by 4 give me 7.5. I'm going to mark the 7.5. After marking the 7.5, I'm going to check what we use to contour. We have 258, so I'm going to replace that with 258, and then I'm going to add the 2 inches seam allowance. So next we are going to go to the hip circumference. All right, next we are going to take the hip circumference. So in order for us to measure for the hip circumference from the full length of the blouse, I'm going to come up by 4 inches. So you can come up by 3 inches, it's still fine. So after marking that 4 inches, on that line of 4 inches, I'm going to impute the hip circumference of 10.5 and then check what we use to contour. 1 inch plus 2 inches regular seam allowance, which will give us total of 3 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use my pattern master to connect from the bust to the under bust and to the hip, okay? So after connecting it, we are going to do our bust dart alteration. So to achieve that, we are going to come down from the bust point, come down by 1.5, and then use your pattern master to connect it all the way to the bust point. Okay, so after doing that, it is time for us to cut what we have all out. You can decide to come up by 1 inch or 1.5 as the case may be, or you leave it just like that. So it is time for us to cut. If you've watched up to this point, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so that you will not miss out on any of our tutorials. Do well to check other videos on the channel so that you'll be able to watch them to learn one or two from it as well. So after cutting, the next thing I'm going to do is to go to the bust area to close the bust dart. Okay, so to close that bust dart, we have to slit that bust dart open, and then we are going to close it using our masking tape to cover it up. So next, check the size and align it, then cut what is left all out. So we are going to draft the back panel. Okay, we have the zipper allowance of 2 inches, we have the full back plus the allowance for the sleeve, we have the chest line, the true waist length, and the full length of the blouse. So after that, now we are going to take the neck width of 4 inches. So after marking 4 inches, we are going to take the neck depth of 3 inches. After marking the neck depth of 3 inches, we are going to use our pattern master to connect it. So I'm marking 3 inches for the neck depth. Okay, so after marking it, I'm going to use my pattern master to connect it. So after connecting it, I'm going to take the shoulder slant. All right, so after taking the shoulder slant of 3/4, I'm going to connect it to the neck width. After connecting it, I am going to check what is left at that armhole area and divide by 2. After dividing by 2, I'm going to go inwards by half an inch. After marking half an inch, I'm going to use my pattern master to connect from the shoulder slant to that half an inch, and then I'm going to take the bust circumference. Okay, so bust divide by 4, whatever you get, you mark it, add your 2 or 3 inches seam allowance. So in this case, I added 3 inches seam allowance. So next, I'm going to use my armhole curve to connect that armhole area to the measurement of the bust. Okay, so after connecting it, I'm going to go to that zipper allowance line of the true waist length. I will go inwards by 1 inch. Then I'm going to use my pattern master to connect it to the zipper allowance line. So from that 1 inch we went in again, I will connect it to the down part of the zipper allowance line. So the essence of doing this is to remove zipper bulge on the blouse. So from that point now, I will start marking 1.5 inches. So I'll place my tape at that 1 inch, and then I will start marking 1.5 inches all the way up. After marking, I will go down again and start marking 1.5 inches. So after marking, I'm going to use my pattern master to connect it just the way we have marked it. So that is our new zipper allowance line. So after marking, we are going to take the measurement at that point. Remember, we've already imputed the bust circumference. So from the new zipper allowance line, we have extra half an inch. So I added it up to the bust. So the true waist circumference is 7 inches. So I'm marking the 7 inches. Then I'm going to add my 2.5 inches seam allowance. Then the hip circumference is 10.5 plus 2.5 inches seam allowance. I'm going to use my pattern master to connect the lines. After connecting it, the next thing to do is to take a regular dart. Okay, so we are going to take the dart from the original zipper allowance line. So from that point, I measured 4 inches. I will just draw a straight line from the chest line down to the hem of the blouse. So after doing that, next I'm going to take half inch on both sides, and then I'm going to connect those lines to have our dart leg. Okay, so after connecting it, next thing we are going to do is to cut our panel all out. Okay, so we are going to cut the back panel. After cutting, then we are going to place what we have on our fabric to cut. So this is me cutting everything we have marked all out. Then after cutting, we are going to place our pattern on our fabric to cut. So just watch and enjoy the process. So we folded the fabric, okay, the bridal. First of all, we've placed the front panel, the center and the side. So we are going to cut exactly what we have on the panel on the fabric. Okay, the reason for doing this is because we've already added all our seam allowances on our pattern before cutting. So after cutting the front panel, we are going to cut the back panel. After cutting the back panel, we are going to place what we have on the lace to cut. So after cutting on the lace, next we are going to do is to cut all the panels we've cut with our bridal. We are going to cut them on our lining, okay? So we'll bring them and show you after cutting. So I am done cutting all the linings for both the front and the back panel. So the next thing we are going to do is to remove the back panel for us to work on the front panel, okay? So remove the back panel. Let's talk about the front panel. We are going to remove the linings for both the front and back. Then we are going to place the lace on top of the bridal just the way I placed it on the table. Then I'm going to use my sewing machine to secure it all round so that the two becomes one panel. I will do for the center and the back panels as well. Then I'll bring it and show you. So we are going to cut the pad for the bustier. So this is the foam pad we are going to use. I folded it into two. So I'm going to place the center panel. The part that is on fold will face the part that is on fold on the foam pad. Okay, so I'm marking the point from the under bust to the point where the pad is going to terminate, so the pad will not get to the neckline. I will go down from the neckline 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to mark exactly the shape that I have. So after marking the shape that I have, I'm going to mark the shape of the top, and then I'm going to connect it just the way I placed it. That is how I am going to cut it from the chalked part. Okay, so after marking it, I'm going to mark the downside of it, because that downside will indicate that it is the down part. So if you don't indicate it, you are going to turn it upside down. So I'll write the upper part up, while the downside I'm going to chalk it that way, just the way I am doing it. Next, I'm going to place the side panel on top of the pad just the way I have placed it. Then I'm going to use the exact measurement I used for the center. See what I am doing. I'm going to measure it, and you make sure that it is the same length that I am using, so that it is going to align on the blouse. Okay, so I'm marking it. I'm taking the exact curve. I'm going to use my scissors to cut it all out. After cutting it, I'm going to shape the downside of it. After shaping the downside, it will be in form of curve so that it will be neat inside. So I'm going to cut the shape just the way the side panel is. All right, so after cutting it, I am going to show you how I will place it on the lining, that is on the bridal, to sew. So after cutting the pad, we are going to open it. Then we are going to use our side panel and place on the pad just the way I placed it on the table. We are using our sewing machine to secure all of them for us to sew. So this is it, guys. We are done joining the bridal and the lace together. We've also fixed the pad on it. See how it is looking for both the center and the side panel. So it is time for us to join the center panel to that of the side. So flip it on top of the center panel, then pin it from the under bust. Okay, let the under bust align with that of the center. The side and the center panel should align, and then I'll use my pin to secure it 1/2 inch. At the down part, at that under bust, we are going to use 3/4 to sew it, while at the part where the pad terminated, we are using 3/4, while the rest part of it we are going to use 1/2 inch. Okay, so remember that at that part where the pad ended at the upper part 3/4, at the under bust 3/4, while the rest is 1/2 inch. So after sewing, this is the effect they are going to get. We are going to do the same for the other side. Okay, so after placing it like this, I am going to pin it just the way I pinned it and sew it. After sewing it, we are going to leave the front panel aside. We have sewn the lining just the way we are going to sew the lace itself. This is how it is looking, and we've also top stitch. So we are going to top stitch on the lace after sewing. So next we are going to talk about the back panel. So I had to turn one side of the back panel with the lining and the bridle. After turning it, we had to put our dart. Okay, so this is how we achieved it. Place your lace on top of the table and place your lining on top of it, right side facing each other. Then sew the neckline, sew the zipper allowance side with 1/2 inch, and sew the side. Turn it from the downside or from the armhole area. After turning it, iron it, put your dart. I'll bring it and show you. So after turning the linings, we've joined the shoulder for the front and the back, and we've also fixed our zipper. So next we are going to do now is to couple the blouse. So we are going to turn the back side, right side facing each other. Okay, and then this is how we are going to couple the blouse. We are going to use our tape. After arranging it and pinning it very well, we are going to use our tape to measure the bust. The bust is 18 3/4. I'm going to mark 18 3/4, and then I'm going to use my tape to check what is left. I have 2.5, so 2.5 divided by 2 is 1/1/4. So I'm going to mark 1/1/4 on both sides at that bust area. Next we are going to take the measurement of the waist. The waist is 30 divided by 2, which gives us 15. So I'm going to mark that 15 and check what is left. I have 3 inches, so I'll divide that 3 inches by 2, which will give me 1.5. So I'm going to mark 1.5 on both sides, and then I'm going to connect it to the bust circumference. So next we are going to mark the hip circumference. So her hip is 42 divided by 2, which will give us 21 inches. So I'm going to mark the 21 inches, and then I'm going to check what is left. So after checking what is left, I divided by 2 and I got 1/3. So I'm marking 1/3 on both sides. Then I'm going to connect it to the waist circumference. So after connecting it, I'll use my sewing machine to sew it. It is time to fix the sleeve. So after joining the two sides, this is what we have for both the front and the back. Everything is looking just so neat. So next we are going to fix the sleeve. Okay, so for us to fix the sleeve, we are going to take the circumference of the sleeve, the armhole circumference. After measuring, we got 18 inches. So that 18 inches on fold is 9 inches. So this is the sleeve we are going to fix. The tutorial of this sleeve is on the channel. We are going to place it on the channel for you to watch. So this is the sleeve. Okay, after pleating the upper part, so we are going to fix it. So when you want to fix the sleeve, make sure that the line at the upper part faces the front side. So after fixing, we are going to bring it and show you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, leave a comment, share it with someone who loves sewing. Don't forget to subscribe for more easy sewing tutorials. See you in my next video. I am Lois Ada.